What is going on, everyone? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today we're going to be talking about, does the stock market affect the price of precious metals? So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay guys, so the stock market, precious metals, are they correlated? Do they affect one another? And what are my thoughts? Well, first and foremost, I want to say that yes, the stock market can affect the precious metals realm. And although they are two completely different sort of investments and asset classes, I think one can affect the other, and especially silver and platinum. As far as silver and platinum are concerned, they are industrial metals. People that invest in them, a lot of people invest in them banking on their industrial uses and the demand that comes from needing these metals for industrial purposes. So when the industries change and certain industries need silver or certain industries need platinum, the price definitely is impacted because the demand increases, but supply doesn't automatically increase, right? We can open up new mines and stuff, but the world only has so much platinum and silver. And so it's definitely not an abundant source of, metal. However, it is limited, but it's continuously being mined. So more and more is coming on the market every day. However, the world, as it uses more and more of these metals, it begins to lose more and more of the metals, so to speak. So the industrial side of things for the industrial metals definitely gets impacted way more than gold. But even gold gets impacted from the stock market, and I'm going to explain why that is. So when we see a stock market crash, so to speak, like we saw in March of 2020, what we saw was the price of industrial metals just absolutely plummet. They went way down. In fact, I can remember specifically on that week that the markets just went to the tank. Silver hit about 10 bucks an ounce, which was insane. I drove immediately to my LCS. He was completely out of bullion, but he did have tons of junk silver. I bought all his half dollars. I bought all of his dimes. I left some quarters because I just didn't have enough, but I bought like $50 face value of silver, all I could, during the crash. I also bought some stocks and other things, so I didn't just put all my money in silver, but I bought a big old bag of silver and brought it home and was pretty proud of myself for buying that because I was able to get it at $11 times face value, which is insane. That's less than half of what it goes for today. So industrial metals definitely get impacted by the stock market way more, but gold does as well. And let me explain more as to why that is. When the stock market goes down, there are a lot of individuals who have money in the stock market. They have it in different funds and different holdings as part of their investment portfolio. And when the stock market goes down, a lot of those individuals have those assets leveraged, right? And they take out loans against them and, things of that nature. That's just the cost of doing business, right? You have a certain amount of money. If you just have it in cash, that's not very wise. So typically, most people will have most of their money in investments. They don't stay very liquid with most of their overall holdings. So if they want to open a business, if they need a loan for a house, what have you, instead of just liquidating all their assets, they get a loan against those assets, and then they pay off the loan a lot of times with the dividends or appreciation that their assets have made. And so when you get a loan against these assets, when the stock market sort of crashes and goes way down, you have to all of a sudden buy those back. And a lot of it has to do with the calls and the options and all that kind of stuff that I don't really get into with the stock market, but there's a lot that goes on in the stock market, and when it goes down, it's bad, bad, bad. So what a lot of investors do is they sell their precious metals that are hard assets, and they also sell their paper version of the precious metals because they typically don't go to zero. And although I never suggest investing into paper metals, it's essentially the same thing as holding physical. It's just at spot. so to speak. So if spot goes down, you still lost money, but it still has value, if that makes sense. So you can sell that, and chances are the metals haven't been hurt as hard as some companies. Some companies even went bankrupt last year. So if you were invested in those companies like JCPenney's or something, that was just bad, bad, bad news. But even gold is affected by that, because they will first go through their industrial metals. And I believe that is the reason that the industrial metals such as silver and platinum went down so far so fast. Was first these metals go, then this metal goes. Now this proved to be the strongest asset of the crash. It barely got dented at all. It came out almost unscathed. And of course it's appreciated more since then. But it almost came out without even a mark. It went down a couple $100, I believe, but it was not hit at all like silver and platinum were. Now silver and platinum have come back even stronger. So don't get me wrong, it's a great, all three of these are good things to have. However, these two got hit the worst. Gold even got hit a little bit. But that's mainly what I want to get the point I want to get across in this video is the stock market can have an impact on precious metals. So if you see the stock market going down, chances are if it goes down for more than just a minute, if it goes down for a week, a lot of times the metals will go down as well, because people will sell off their metals to pay off, whatever they have to do as far as how they are invested in the stock market, right? But gold usually holds the strongest. And I think the past week or week and a half has kind of proven that in a way, right? The industrial metals have been hit the hardest, and they've had the hardest time recovering from that hit. Every time they've been hit over the past few weeks, they've had the hardest time coming back up because, the stock market hasn't come back up. Gold, however, kind of holds a lot stronger. It does get impacted, but it definitely holds a lot stronger. So the stock market is something great to be invested in, right? I am invested in the stock market. I have shares of different companies, things of that nature. But it is also important for us to look at and monitor the stock market if we are stacking precious metals, because what happens in the stock market can have an impact on precious metals. Again, I don't think they are the exact same thing. However, I think they can impact one another in different ways. So it's definitely something interesting to look at, and it's definitely something interesting to keep in mind when we are buying and or selling precious metals. So that's what I have for you today, guys. I appreciate everyone for stopping by and checking out the video. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date with future updates on my channel. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Do you invest in stocks? Do you invest in precious metals? If you do either or, let me know that. Let me know what your thoughts are as far as the impact that the stock market can have on physical precious metal bullion stacking. And with all that being said, guys, until next time, we will see you.